Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putra Nirwalangga. Today I want to explain about word for word in translation. Newmark 1988 argues that in the translation method, word for word in the target text usually goes directly below the short text version. So this translation method is often called the interliner translation method P45. The method this translation is very much tied to the level of word, so that the word are very well maintained. In doing their job, translator only look for the equivalent word from the source language into target language. Every word translate one by one based on the general meaning or of context, while words relate to culture are translated literally. This translation method is generally used by translator at the pre-translation process stage, namely when the translator is at the moment translating text has a difficult, or when the translator needs to understand the mechanics of the source language first. Method this translation is also usually used the some source text analyze stage or the initial stage of translation. There are several things when using mixed types of word-for-word translation. The first is advantage and disadvantage of word-for-word translation. Word-for-word translation of literal translation is the rereading of the text from the one language to another word at the time without confining the sentence of the original text. In the translation studies, literally translation is often associated without technical, technology, and legal text. The second is a bad practice. It is often considered a bad practice of confining word by word translation in non-technical text. This usually refers to the translation is idioms that affect the meaning of the text, making it unifiable. The concept of literal translation may be viewed oxymoron contradiction in terms, given that literal do not sometimes existing without the interpretation where awareness translation. The third is use. A word from word translation can be used some language and not another dependent on the sentence structure. Sometimes it works and sometimes it does not. For example, the Spanish sentence above word could be not the translate to France or Germany using the technique, because the French and Germany sentence structure are completely different, and because one sentence can be translated literally across language does not mean that all some sentence can be translated literally. I will give an example of a translation using the word-for-word translation method. One text analyzed to translation below use the TSU source text, TSA text target, SL source language, and then TL target language. Example: ST, she likes a traditional food. TSA, dia menyukai ini tradisional makanan. The sentence TSU translate word from word. She is translate dia perempuan, like is translate menyukai, and that is the most ambiguous in the perhaps this traditional food translate to this makanan tradisional. Translation results above are not conceptual in language Indonesia because the wording is incorrect and then the meaning is not acceptable it should be the translation. She love this traditional food, or in Indonesia, dia menyukai makanan tradisional. Thank you very much. I think that's enough for my explanation about word for word translation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.